published a proposed rule that would require all federal grants, including those for VA research, to be approved by political appointees. That doesn't make sense. Let a political appointee overrule a scientist on what research is worth pursuing and funding? So given the current state of VA research under this administration, there is a demoralized workforce, and they have limited access to non-VA federal funding. So it's really inexplicable to me to request a decrease in funding for VA research for fiscal year 27. I'm speaking here today in place of Senator Blumenthal, but I can tell you right now, as Vice Chair of Appropriations, it is my intention to rip Trump's budget up and write a new one. I really hope our VA witnesses will take the concerns raised in this hearing seriously and commit to taking action to address them. If VA wants to ensure that it can recruit and retain the brightest minds to conduct research and provide clinical care for our nation's heroes, it has to work to restore the trust it's lost with a lot of its research staff. This committee and this Congress should stand up for research. And it should stand up for science, and it should stand up for veterans. That's where I am, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Murray. Testifying on today's first panel is Acting Executive Director for Discovery Education Affiliate Networks. He's accompanied by Ms. Latoya Prieur, Chief Human Capital Management, VHA, and Dr. Michael Kelly, Executive Director, National Oncology Program. Doctor, you are welcome to now testify, and you're recognized.
Chairman Moran and distinguished members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to discuss VA's research enterprise and its impact on veteran lives. The standard governing our work is simple. Every dollar VA invests in research must be directly tied to veterans' health and well-being. I'm joined today by Ms. Latoya Prieur, Chief of Human Capital Management, and Dr. Michael Kelly, Executive Director of the National Oncology Program. I am currently serving as the Acting Executive Director of the Office of Discovery, Education, and Affiliate Networks, or DEAN. I lead the Veterans Health Administration's research, innovation, and clinical training programs. For 100 years, VA research has produced advances that change clinical practice well beyond VA, including the first implantable cardiac pacemaker, the nicotine patch, and the foundational work that created the modern CT scanner. That same principle shapes what we do not pursue. VA research is not a general-purpose science portfolio. It is a targeted investment in questions that matter to veterans, enforced through peer review, institutional review boards, and the Office of Research Oversight. This administration has taken a disciplined, veterans-first approach to research. The President's fiscal year 2027 budget requests over $480 billion for VA, including over $150 billion in discretionary funding and over $54 billion through the Toxic Exposures Fund to expand care for veterans impacted by environmental and occupational exposures. Within that investment, VA has sharpened its research enterprise to prioritize measurable clinical benefit, accountability, and faster translation of discovery into care. And this strategy is already producing results. We have grown the Cancer Clinical and Research Network to more than 100 VA medical facilities, giving veterans access to cutting-edge clinical trials closer to home. Our lung cancer precision oncology program has delivered more than 1 million lung cancer screening scans, helping identify cancers earlier when treatment is most effective. And the Million Veteran Program now includes more than 1 million enrolled veterans, an unparalleled resource for advancing precision medicine. We measure success not by the number of projects funded, but by the number of veterans whose lives are improved. President Trump's Accelerating Medical Treatments for Serious Mental Illness Executive Order 14401 recognizes that not all veterans respond to standard mental health treatments. In response, VA announced a randomized, placebo-controlled trial of MDMA-assisted therapy for PTSD and alcohol use disorder, with plans to enroll approximately 80 veterans through the VA Providence and VA Connecticut healthcare systems. This is part of a broader psychedelic research portfolio of 19 additional active trials supported by more than $23 million in external funding, all conducted under rigorous federal safety protocols. VA also continues to lead research on toxic exposures, including burn pits and Agent Orange, and on traumatic brain injury and blast overpressure following large veteran cohorts to develop next-generation brain health biomarkers and conducting a national clinical trial for mild TBI treatment. Looking ahead, our strategy is built on 3 priorities: expanding access to high-quality clinical trials, delivering real-world clinical impact, and leveraging VA's data for veterans' benefit. These priorities are executed through several programs. The Cooperative Studies Program, which is leading a landmark trial comparing non-invasive colorectal cancer screening with colonoscopy with deliberate outreach to rural veterans. The Quality Enhancement Research Initiative, which speeds translation of evidence-based research findings into routine care for veterans. And the Million Veteran Program's continued research into the genetic underpinnings of PTSD, cardiovascular disease, and cancer. VA is also responsibly integrating artificial intelligence under human control into research and clinical care, including suicide prevention, opioid safety, oncology, and diagnostic imaging under our Trustworthy AI framework, which prioritizes privacy, security, and clinical validation at every stage. In conclusion, VA's research legacy is one of groundbreaking discovery, benefiting veterans and the American public alike. We will continue strengthening the oversight and mission-focused discipline that keeps this enterprise veteran-centered and aligned with our strategic priorities. Mr. Chairman, thank you and the committee for this opportunity, and we welcome any questions.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Ms. Puryear, this committee continues to hear that onboarding essential research personnel routinely takes up to 5 or 6 months. It's a competitive scientific market. I have to assume we're losing top-tier researchers because of the VA's centralized hiring process takes so long. Are research personnel included in the 30-day hiring pilot? If so, how many have been hired through that pilot? What other strategies are being pursued? Or am I just wrong in my assumption?
Senator Moran, thank you for that question. VA researchers are included in the Secretary's 30-day time to hire initiative. That initiative was just rolled out nationwide on July 13th. So it's too early to provide you with results at this moment. What I can share with you is that physician and nurse hiring has been prioritized. Each morning, my staff pulls a list of all physicians and nurses that have been certified back to us by hiring officials, and we make sure those tentative and official job offers are prioritized over